You are listening to Practical Business Expert Interviews, brought to you by London and Home Counties members of UKBA, the UK-wide Business Advisors Network.
I'm Stephen Coburn, and today I'm joined by Linda Eziquiel, who's one of LGBA's experts in helping companies claim research and development tax credits. Linda is here today to offer her take on the failure of so many UK companies to claim all the R&D tax credits to which they're entitled. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Stephen.
Why do you think so many UK companies don't claim all or even any of the R&D tax credits that they are due?
First of all, I'd like to mention that the UK Tax Credits and Tax Relief Scheme is a really good and generous scheme. It helps innovative companies reduce their corporation tax burden, so they keep more of their taxes for investment in new products or services. And many companies are unaware that the development activities they do are in fact R&D, and there's all sorts of reasons for that. Sometimes they just have not heard about the scheme, but more commonly they mistakenly have decided, or their advisors have told them, that actually they don't qualify, when in fact that is not necessarily the case. The scheme applies to UK companies subject to corporation tax. You can go back 2 years based on your accounting year end, and the average claim value is $45,000 per claim year, so really worthwhile. And most of the costs that people will claim are staff time, the people actually doing the R&D, the development work, and sometimes subcontractor costs, whether in the UK or abroad. And all sorts of companies have a valid claim. There are other factors as well. Most likely key people in the company might have a misconception of what R&D actually is. They probably don't use the term R&D, and they often put the emphasis on research. So they have this impression of people in white coats in laboratories doing cutting-edge research, when actually it's far more practical than that, and that's definitely not the only case. So the emphasis ought to be more on development for the small companies rather than research. There are other reasons as well. Sometimes they might think that HMRC is going to put the spotlight on them and they're worried about that, and that is not the case either. Or they have tried in the past, and the scheme has developed massively and has been improved year on year for the last few years. So they may have a false impression about it being a nightmare process or difficult to claim or hugely time consuming. And actually, none of those things need to be the case. The scheme today is more generous than it's ever been. The amount that companies can claim is around 20 to 25% of the costs that they've invested in their R&D.
So, Linda, what should you do if you suspect that your company is not claiming all or even any of the credits it could?
Well, I think the first thing to do is to keep an open mind, and besides talking to your accountant, which it's really good to do, also talk to a specialist, an expert in the field. Most specialist R&D organisations will provide a free service to help you work out whether you qualify or not. So it can be as simple as a telephone call. So it's really worthwhile finding out. The scheme applies to all limited companies, so long as they're using science or technology to do something new. So that might be developing a process, a material, a device, a product or a service. And so long as they're using technology to do that, then potentially they would have a claim. The kind of companies that claim more commonly are software companies, people developing software to sell or potentially for their clients as well. Manufacturers in all sorts of fields, everything from food industry, cleaning products, precision engineering or metal fabrication, renewable energy and architects, just to name a few. And any company has the potential to claim. There is information on HMRC's website, so it's worth looking there. But I would say don't make a decision based solely on reading the guidance, because I know of companies that have done that and come to the wrong decision. As I said, it costs nothing to talk to an expert, so find an expert, talk to them to check out whether you can claim and take it from there.
Thank you, Linda, for sharing your insights with us today on the UK R&D tax credit scheme. I hope you, the listener, have taken something really positive from Linda's comments that will prove useful to both you and your business. If you'd like to talk to Linda further about R&D tax credits for your business, you can reach her on linda.ezequiel, and that's Linda, Linda, Ezequiel, Eziquiuel, at lgba.co.uk, or contact her on 07719 439 229. It just leaves me to say goodbye and thank you to Linda, and I hope you'll join us again for another interview offering practical business advice from our team of experts.
For more practical business advice online, why not visit us at www.lgba.co.uk.